Hi everyone. So today we're going to look at different types of floating cards. There are so many variations, but we're just going to have a look at a few. So the first one we've got is this one, and it's on a 6x6 card, and the floating bit is made by a small portion of acetate which has gone across the back here. So it's actually a threefold type of card. So you've got the front here, which you can decorate with anything you wish. It has a separate piece then inside, which can have a verse or other pictures on it. But then inside you've also got the chance to write your message. So it's a lovely card that stands and it's very dimensional. So we'll put that one to one side. We will be doing that one in the demo. This is another floating card, but it's actually floating in the air because there is actually nothing supporting this except where it's joined on. So a simple aperture card and just fixing something over it. Okay. Right, this one is another floating card, but this time we have stuck decoupage onto acetate, and then I've die cut the acetate into an oval. It can be any shape you wish, but you'll see it's got a nice shape round the outside, and it's put on sticky fixers so that it appears to be floating on the front of your card. Okay. Right, then we have this one, which has a piece of acetate all the way across the back, and this one I've added backing paper on to give a two-tone finish. It's the acetate that is supporting both bits of card, so you can actually put whatever you like on there. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this one to begin with, and I have a piece of A4 card. It's a double-sided one because I liked the idea that if I folded my card, the colour will come through, show through from the back. I've chosen a piece of decoupage here of a bicycle because I want the bicycle to span this gap here. So we're going to fold our card in half and crease the fold line down. There is our normal A5 card. Now I want the bicycle to be going along like a path along the bottom. So we're going to cut this one straight. Okay, so I'm going to take my ruler and open my card, and I'm simply going to take the width of my ruler and cut it through. So I've cut off one bit. Right, I now need to think about the gap that I want. So I want a gap of, I'm going to do 3.5 centimetres. You will do whatever measurement suits the decoration you've got. So I'm going 3.5. We will show you another version of this, doing a punched border, so you'll get two chances of seeing this one. Right, let's just check which. That's the one we cut out. This is the one I wanted at the bottom. Okay, so we're now going to take acetate, which I have cut to the same size, And I'm going to put double-sided tape across here. So I'm just using a fairly narrow tape. Right, so what I do now is to place my acetate on here, and I'm lining it up completely, and then I'm going to fold that down in place. And there we have acetate. I know it doesn't show up very well, but it will be better when I've put this bit on. So again, I'm going to put 2 bits. There we go. Now this time I'm going to line it up with the bottom of the card. There. So now you see that we've got this floating piece here. So let's have a look at our decoupage. I have a messy table today because there's so much to see. Right, so my decoupage has come in several pieces, and what I'm going to do is to attach my decoupage, this bit, just under the saddle and the bottom of the wheels. I can see that so long as I keep my glue below the centre of the wheel, I'm fine up here. So I'm going to use wet glue. So I can put wet glue on my flowers, wet glue on the saddle, and keeping my glue here below the axle of the bike. And I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to make sure my saddle is there, the handlebars, and there we have the bike floating. Now I've got these extra pieces, so I think I'm going to have one in that corner. Don't have to use them all, but I do like to break up those lines. And these 2 here, I am going to add to the inside of my card so that there's an interest when you open the card. Okay, so I'm going to tuck that in there. None of that is seen, but I've got plenty of room to add my greetings. The verse can be hidden underneath here. Right, so there is our first floating card. Right, I'm going to bring that one back because we're going to do another variation of this one. And this one, I've already gone ahead and done my punched border. So let's just burnish that down. Okay, there's the bottom. Now I haven't done the punching because it makes so much noise on the mat here, but what I can show you is matching up your punch. So if I use this scrap here, when you start your punching, you need to start in the middle if you're going to be matching both sides. Okay, so I've put a rubber mat underneath there. I'm looking that it hangs over roughly the same amount both sides. slide it along, match up your design. I'll have to stand up. And finish punching along. Bring it out this side, match up here. And there we have the punch design. So that I did earlier. Right. This one, the punched shape will take off a fraction more than that design. So I have only taken out, let's bring it back, a smaller portion. So the first one we left 3.5 centimetres. This one I've only taken out about 2 centimetres. So let's bring in acetate. Okay, and the same as before, I'm going to add one strip there, and I'm just going to catch it in a few places where I can on the design. So it would have been quite a lot to leave all of this free. So just catching it is a lot better. So I'm going to line that up, press that down, and there I've got the start of my design. Same with this one. One strip along, and I'm just going to catch this in a few places where the design's bigger. Line it up with the bottom, and because I've matched my design, it's looking very lovely. So here is my decoupage. Let's see what's in here. I always know that there's going to be at least 3 pieces in my decoupage. So it's a nice surprise. There's a little bit there that needs to come out as to what exactly is there. So you can see, if you look to the back of your decoupage, you can always see if there's other little extras that you need to take out. So, going to pop a few bits of double-sided tape. We're going to do 2 different methods on here. So I'm going to take the backing off, and this is my biggest picture, and that is going to go onto there. Right, it needs to span the 2 bits, otherwise it's not floating. Okay, so there's that one. And then this one here, I'm going to put sticky fixers, and I'm just going to raise that one up. So remove the backing. Yep. Just get rid of that there. Right, so this one is going to add a little bit more dimension, and I'm going to bring that down there. This one here, we can either add it behind, we can mount it up. I think as we've got this one decoupage decoupaged on sticky fixers, I think I'm going to add a couple of sticky fixers on there. And bring that one up a little bit. So there is another variation. Let's bring these back. So this one I've actually punched the main card. This one I've punched the main card and put backing paper across it. And this one was just cut straight. So you could add peel-offs or whatever to that one. Put those to one side and we'll bring them back at the end. Now we're going to have a look at this one here. Now this is a 6x6 card. So let's bring in 6x6 card. No measuring. So what I'm going to do now, open my card out and I'm going to line up one ruler's width and come down from the crease, same ruler width, down as far as the crease. Now I need to make sure both of those are cut well. Now I have already prepared a few bits for this card. So first of all, I want to cover the inside of my card. So wet glue, and then I've got a little bit of wiggle room to slide it. And I'm aiming to get the same white border all the way around. I haven't given you measurements because you can use any size card that you wish and adapt it. Right, this one I've cut it 1/2 centimetre small all the way round, and I'm going to add a mat behind it. Now I've got some wine bottles here, some grapes and things, and I'm going to show you on here how to make it look as though it's the other way round, because I've got them both the same way, facing the same way. So we're going to see if we can move that and make it the other way round. Excuse me. Right, so I've got this, and I think I'm going to go for a black to go round it so that it really pops off the page. So I'm going to take this one now, wet glue around it and pop it on. So I've just got a little bit of black on two sides, and then I'm going to take my scissors and just cut an extra border all the way round. So, wet glue again, and that is going in the centre. Make sure that it's not interfering with these flaps. Okay, so there we go. Now what I'm going to do now is I have cut myself a piece of acetate. Sorry it doesn't show up, but I want to put this underneath and I want to fix it so it's going to fix those two flaps in place. So this time I'm going to use double-sided tape And I'm going to put a couple of bits on there. Your acetate can be any size that you want. And it all depends on what you're going to fix on so that it's floating. So I'm going to turn that round now. Here is my piece here, which I'm going to line up with the bottom and the side here. Fold that down so that it's fixed. Okay. Now I can remove this part and when it goes down, a tiny bit there, tuck away. I want to make sure it's in the right place there, and then I can just trim off the excess. There we go. So there is a piece ready. Now I've cut 2 strips on here, and I'm going to mount those in the same way with a little bit of black all the way round. I'll use double-sided tape for this one. Put it to one side, but I'm coming down this edge so that I can get 2 edges already done for me. Okay. And this piece will fit into there. So again, I want 2 edges already done for me, and I can then hand cut. You can do it with a guillotine if you wish. There's one. I'm now going to bring in these, and it doesn't matter too much what glue you use. I haven't got any direction to my background paper, so it doesn't matter how it goes on. Get any little bits, just tuck them in. This one, again, I'm looking to get a little white border all the way round. Now we're going to have a look at this. Okay. On this one, it's quite a big bold design. I don't think I can cut anything out of that and still leave the bottle. So I'm going to take a look. I need to keep away from the glasses, but I can go all the way up there. So fix that and just keep down here. Right, you've got acetate here. So you're fixing down this panel and across the acetate, so that will be what floats. Now when I look at this, if I took the leaf off, it would leave a hole in the bottle. So what I'm going to do with this bit, to make it look as though it's been reversed, is I'm just taking that off there, and these grapes that I've cut off are going to go on there. So it looks now as though my decoupage is facing inwards. So I'm going to place this one on here, keep to this side, onto there. Doesn't matter about this edge because I'm tucking it under the leaf. Okay, so I'm just angling it down there. Now, if I lift that up, that is the floaty bit of our card. So this looks as though it's just floating in the air. Then you've got this panel here in the middle. So you can have your verse on there, happy anniversary, whatever you fancy. And then you've got 1, 2, and if you keep your verse in here, it's going to be a surprise when somebody opens it. Okay. So there is that one. So this one here is simply using an aperture card and taking your larger decoupage to just attach, and you can see I can put my fingers through. You could put acetate if you like, but I actually like it floating. Okay. So that is one floaty card. This one, the vase is floating on the acetate here. This one is built onto a piece of acetate and then die cut into an oval. You could do circle, square, whatever your decoupage wants to do, but again, the message is floating on there. And then we can see there was the bicycle we did with just a straight cut, and the bicycle is running along the road and just attached at the top, so acetate behind. This one, again, backing paper, main card, and a couple of bits of the decoupage. And this is perhaps one of my favourites because I like blues. And this one we've used a decorative punch, and all we've done is lost about 2 centimetres out of there, and that's been replaced by acetate. So I hope you have a go. I hope you'll have a lot of fun making cards that just appear to have things that float in the air. Happy crafting. God bless.